This tutorial is for 5th grade, Module 1, Lesson 9. In this lesson we're adding decimals. We're going to start by adding the word form of decimals to help us focus on the place value idea behind the decimals. My first problem is 1,000 plus 2 thousandths. So if I have 1,000th and I'm adding another 2 thousandths to it, then I have 3 thousandths. To write that in standard form, I have to make sure that the 3 ends up in the thousandths place, which is 3 place values to the right of the decimal point. Here I have 35 thousandths plus 8 thousandths, which would give me 43 thousandths. It's asking me how many hundredths I have and how many thousandths I have. What's helpful if I write the number in standard form first. So I know that the 43 needs to stop in the thousandths place. So now I can see that when I have 43 thousandths, I have 4 hundredths and 3 thousandths, because 40 thousandths is the same as 4 hundredths. Here we're getting a little trickier. I have 6 tenths plus 3 thousandths, and it wants to know how many thousandths I have altogether. Again, it's helpful to write it in standard form first. So I have 6 tenths. I don't have any hundredths, but I have 3 thousandths. So now I look back at the question. It wants to know how many thousandths I have altogether. Well, I would read this number as 603 thousandths. So I have 603 thousandths, which makes sense because 6 tenths is the same as 600 thousandths, and then I have the 3 extra thousandths. Here I have 7 ones, 2 tenths, and 4 tenths. If I write it in standard form first, I know that that's a total of 7 ones and 6 tenths. How many tenths is that altogether? Well, 7 ones would be equal to 70 tenths. 1 whole is equal to 10 tenths, so 7 wholes would be equal to 70 tenths. I also have 6 more tenths, so it would be equal to 76 tenths. And finally, I have 2 thousandths plus 9 ones and 5 thousandths. Well, I can add my thousandths first, so I know that that's 7 thousandths, and then I have the 9 wholes. So I'll write the standard form first. I have 9 wholes and 7 thousandths. But the question wants to know how many thousandths I have altogether. Well, if I have 9 wholes, that means I have 9,000 thousandths, because 1,000 thousandths equal 1 whole. So 9 wholes would be 9,000 thousandths. So I have 9,000 thousandths here and 7 more thousandths, for a total of 907 thousandths. All of this place value work leads up to adding decimals using the standard algorithm. The standard algorithm just means the vertical addition that we're used to when we're adding whole numbers. But what I have to remember when I'm adding decimals, I have to add my tenths to my tenths, my hundredths to my hundredths, my thousandths to my thousandths, and so on. So when I write my numbers vertically, I have to make sure I line the place values up correctly. The tenths are on top of the tenths. Here I have 2 hundredths. I don't have any hundredths in my first number, but sometimes it's helpful just to put a 0 there to keep your numbers lined up. It's okay that we put that 0 there because we haven't changed the value of the number. I still have 3 tenths and 0 hundredths. Doesn't change the value of the number. So now I can add. I have 0 hundredths plus 2 hundredths is 2 hundredths. I have 3 tenths and 8 tenths, which is 11 tenths. So I have 1 and 1. So 11 tenths is the same as 1 whole and 1 tenth. So now I have 0, 0, and 1 equals 1 whole and my decimal point. So the final answer is 1 and 12 hundredths. Same process over here. I'll write the numbers vertically. Keeping the place values lined up. 3 hundredths plus 8 hundredths is 11 hundredths. Bring my 1 over because 10 hundredths is the same as 1/10. 0, 0, and 1 is 1/10. 1 whole and 0 is 1 whole, for a final answer of 1 and 11 hundredths.